Before I start, I would like to say Panganjali Umat, Om Swastiastu, and then I would like to introduce our member. My name is Komang Rosyana Putri, and with my partner,
My name is Kadek Intan Lestari.
We would like to giving opinion issue about cigarette factories must be closed for Indonesia bright future. I am the first giving argue for this issue. I totally agree with this argue because Indonesia was the third largest cigarette consumer country in 2004. And then you can see this news. Okay, you can see this news. By being ranked third in the world, Indonesia is one of the potential markets for the cigarette industry. And it is not surprising that in Indonesia, there are more than 3,000 cigarette factories on a local and national scale. These numbers are registered with the Ministry of Industry, not to mention the home industry, which is not listed. In fact, many foreign investors enter Indonesia by investing their business in the cigarette industry because Indonesia is one of the countries that has a fairly high market potential without being limited by one's social status. The phenomenon or trend of smoking in Indonesia is increasingly being pampered by the state and is the only country that has not ratified the VCTC and does not yet have comprehensive regulations to regulate the circulation and production of tobacco for the cigarette industry, except for regulations on cigarette excise. You can see the picture of prevalent underage smokers. I really agree if cigarette production is stopped in Indonesia because this is for the future of the nation, next generation, where we know that are many teenagers who consume cigarettes in this country. Until now, there are 69% of the teenagers in Indonesia who are active smokers. They live in neighborhoods and families of smokers. In addition, there are 18.9 million children who are exposed to cigarette smoke, and their health is 30. Of this, 200,000 children under the age of 10 have become active smokers. You can see this picture. And then what we see in this picture is that all minors enjoy cigarettes and use them every day. It is very bad for their health and the environment because they smoke in any place and people around them also inhale cigarette smoke, and it is very dangerous. Cigarettes will kill everyone, might not be felt now, but the effect will come to us when we are old. And this is very detrimental to other people's families and themselves. So in conclusion, we have to close and stop the production of cigarettes in Indonesia because it is for our next generation. If all are adversely affected by smoking, it will harm a nation and halt and even more deaths in Indonesia. So stopping and closing cigarette production is only way. I think that's all my opinion about this.
All right. And now I would like to giving my opinion about this issue. Before that, cigarettes are processed tobacco products that are processed with other additives and rolled with paper, either by hand or using a machine. The cigarette is burned at one end allowed to smolder so that the smoke can be inhaled through the mouth at the other end. Cigarettes are usually sold in a box or paper package that can be easily slipped into a pocket. In Indonesia, smoking is commonplace, and according to research, 51.1% of Indonesians are active smokers, and this is the highest in ASEAN. There are so many cigarette companies located in Indonesia, both national and private companies, like Gudang Garam Company, HM Sampurna Company, Unilever Indonesia, and many more. So, in my opinion, I didn't agree with the statement that the cigarette factories must be closed for Indonesia's bright future. As is known, the cigarette factory industry has an important role for Indonesian economic growth. Closing the cigarette factory will have various impacts on society and the country. Although there are many large companies in Indonesia, the cigarette industry is one of the largest industries in providing employment. If the cigarette industry is closed, it will cause people to lose their jobs and the unemployment rate will be higher in Indonesia. And so, before that, you must to see this video.
Ada banyak perusahaan besar di Indonesia, tapi industri rokok adalah salah satu yang paling besar dalam penyediaan lapangan kerja. Dari data terbaru, sekitar 6,1 juta penduduk Indonesia bekerja di industri rokok. Jika industri rokok ditutup, sudah pasti akan ada banyak karyawan yang di-PHK. Dan dampaknya angka pengangguran akan semakin tinggi, yang akan membuat pemerintah semakin sulit untuk menyediakan lapangan kerja baru.
And the video from Detik Finance states that cigarette industry is a source of livelihood for 6.1 million people and directly and indirectly includes 1.8 million tobacco farmers. And in addition, you can see quote in the Trade Ministry statement by Rul Harry told in the Detik Finance that not only as a provider of domestic jobs, the role of cigarette as a source of state income is also quite large. State revenue from the custom and excise sector in 2013 was recorded at around 108.45 trillion. Of this amount, excise duty on tobacco and cigarettes still dominates with a figure of 100.53 trillion. So the cigarette industry contributes greatly to excise, tax, and labor. So about that statement, I think the conclusion to this issue is the government should be wise in dealing with this issue. The government must look at it from two sides. Even though cigarettes have a danger to health, it should be realized that the cigarette industry plays an important role for the stability of economic growth in Indonesia. So that's all my opinion. I would like to say thank you.
So that's all argument that we can convey. Cigarettes have a good and bad for all of us, depending on who use it and for what. So we close with Padma Santi. Om Santi 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 Om. Thank you.